Hey guys, Fox here, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about Phil Spencer basically wants to make the Xbox One like an upgradable sort of thing where you could buy extra hardware for it, and I just want to talk about that and how it's it's not a good idea. I think it's really stupid and it kind of defeats the entire object of a console, because what he wants to make it is so that basically, because the consoles for years, I mean since began, basically, consoles have been lacking behind PC. I know it and you know it, let's be honest. Consoles just aren't as good as PC. They can't keep up because at the end of the day, you could upgrade a computer every month and buy new parts if you wanted to for the 7-year period or 10-year period that it's out for. Now, I understand that they want to make it better because obviously graphics can be updated and things like that, and before the end of the console cycle, the graphics are by far outdated and the PCs are just, you know what I mean, they're up there. But what they want to do is make it so you can, I don't even know how it'd work. I'm guessing that you'd have some sort of cartridge that you'd stick in the side of your Xbox that basically makes it so it adds an extra part. Now this is completely stupid because at the end of the day, the entire point of a console is so you can just run a game without having to worry about graphics or anything like that, and adding all this extra stuff makes it, basically turns it into a PC, so there's no real reason to buy a console. So I don't understand what audience they'd be trying to pick at here, because the average console audience, I don't know what the exact numbers are, but I'm assuming it's not people who have like £400 and going out spending on graphics cards for their Xbox Ones, and I'm assuming like that the majority of console players are just kind of casual anyway, and wouldn't be really interested in spending thousands of dollars or pounds in just upgrades for their Xbox. It just seems a bit silly, and the entire point of getting a console, guys, is literally so you can just get it, you can run any game that you want as long as it's on that console, no worries, you know, there's no questions asked. Everybody's on the exact same level, nobody has superior hardware or inferior hardware, because every game runs the exact same because it's on the exact same console. So adding extra things and extra parts, and I don't even know how they want to do this, it's just completely dumb, and it just defeats the entire object of a console. Because at the end of the day, if you can buy upgrades, why not just buy a gaming PC? Because if you can spend £300 on a console and then X amount of money, say like £500 on upgrades, you might as well just get a gaming PC, to be honest. Because at the end of the day, if you're spending that kind of money, you're probably better off getting a PC. The reason an Xbox is so good is because it's so cheap. Because for the graphics and the performance that you're getting, you can't beat it. Like, you can try and make a PC that costs 300 quid and performs better or whatever, but it just doesn't work. Like, realistically, you cannot do that. And the entire point of a console is just so it's easy, you know, you plug and play. You shouldn't have to be worrying about hardware, because at the end of the day, if I go up to a console player and say, what's an i3, what's an i5, what's an i7 processor, they're not going to have a clue, and they've no reason to. So it's just making it even more complicated, and consoles are meant to be simple, so you can just play games with no worries whatsoever. You just stick in a disc and it's as easy as that. It's not meant to be complicated, because if the people wanted it to be complicated, then they would go out and buy a PC. That's another reason why the Steam machines failed, because at the end of the day, if you're trying to attract a console user, they're not going to be able to understand why one of them is £500 and one of them is £2,000, because that's the entire point. Consoles are meant to be simple and easy to do, and PCs have a huge learning curve to them. So I just don't see the point in adding graphics cards or whatever they want to do, I don't know, just to make the game run a little bit better graphics or whatever. Now, I have no idea how they want to do this. Like I said, this is probably never going to happen. It was just like a suggestion that they made, but this is just my opinion on it, because at the end of the day, you know, it's just, there's no point, because the entire point of a console is that it's simple and easy to use, and there's no complicated bits. You don't have to worry about if you've got the best hardware. You don't have to worry about anything. You just have to know that you've got the game to stick it in, and you're done. So yeah, guys, this is kind of my opinion on that sort of subject, on whether you could upgrade an Xbox One. And some PS4 like devs have been saying that they might do this because obviously competition's competition, and if somebody else is going to do it, they're going to do it. But I just think it's going to lead to a bunch of money lost. So yeah, guys, that's my opinion on this subject. Make sure to give it a like if you do agree with this video, share it with your friends, subscribe, and you can help me out. And yeah, guys, it's Fox signing out, and I'll see you all later.